All right, pioneers, let me hit you with this. What if I told you there's a digital currency built for everyday life, already used by over 60 million people, and designed not just to be held and traded, but to actually do things, like buying coffee, sending money, or using apps, all without needing a PhD in blockchain? Well, today we're diving deep into how Pi Network is doing exactly that, and why it's not just another crypto project floating in the digital void. But here's the kicker. Every wallet on Pi is KYC verified. That's right, real people, real identity, real utility. And with Pi Network Ventures pushing $100 million into building its ecosystem, we're not just talking buzz. We're talking foundation, infrastructure, and a full-on digital economy brewing under our noses. Now tell me this. Do you think Pi's approach of focusing on usability, identity verification, and real-world apps will make it more successful than traditional cryptocurrencies that only focus on speculation? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out my previous videos for the latest Pi Network developments. Link in the description below. Also, comment Pi Network to the moon, and drop your country name so we know where our global Pi family is tuning in from. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you love content about Pi Network price, updates, KYC verification, migration issues, or anything Pi related. And hey, join our Telegram group and Facebook page for even more exclusive updates. This video is for entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. Now buckle up, let's get started. Let's rewind a bit. It all started with frustration. Not with crypto's potential, but with its clunky, user-unfriendly reality. Back in 2018, crypto felt more like a maze than a financial tool. Wallets were complicated, the user interfaces were rough, and onboarding the average person, nearly impossible. That frustration sparked an idea in the mind of Nicholas Kokalis, the founder and head of technology behind Pi Network. Instead of just creating another wallet or exchange, Nicholas and his team asked a bold question. What if we built the entire experience from scratch? What if we created a new type of digital currency, one that could be mined by simply opening an app, no expensive hardware, no electricity bills through the roof, just simplicity and a community? And thus, Pi Network was born. A crypto project that started mobile first, where mining didn't require GPUs but rather daily engagement. And more importantly, where the network grew organically, through people inviting their friends, not through flashy ads or hype campaigns. This wasn't just a blockchain experiment, it became a global movement. Now with the open mainnet fully launched, Pi Network is transitioning into its next, more mature phase. And here's where things get really interesting. Because Pi is no longer just a token in your app. It's becoming a full-blown economy, with apps, businesses, and real utility. And that, my friends, is where Pi starts to outshine the rest. Let's talk usability. While most crypto projects focus on trading, speculation, or pushing the next hot DeFi yield farm, Pi went in a different direction. They asked, what if we made this feel like a banking app? What if you could pay for coffee, split a bill, or donate to charity using crypto without thinking twice? Instead of chasing trends, Pi went back to basics, and it's working. With millions of users already holding Pi and checking in daily, it only made sense to start building tools they can actually use. And because the platform is built with simplicity in mind, apps on the Pi network are being developed with regular people, not crypto bros, in mind. Think of Pi as the social version of crypto. Because it grew from peer-to-peer sharing, the learning curve is flattened. You didn't need to read a white paper or study tokenomics, you just got an invite, opened the app, and started mining. That low barrier to entry has created a massive, diverse user base, and let's talk about that user base. It's not just techies and traders, we're seeing students, workers, entrepreneurs, shop owners, people from every walk of life join in. The network spans every continent, with communities forming around local use cases. This wasn't an accident, it was by design. When you build something that feels familiar and easy, people naturally gravitate toward it. That's why Pi doesn't feel like just another coin. It feels like a tool, a daily habit, something useful. Now here's the game changer. Pi has identity verification baked in. Every wallet is tied to a real person. For traditional investors and institutions who've shied away from crypto because of anonymity and lack of regulation, this is a breath of fresh air. KYC across the entire ecosystem, that's virtually unheard of. And this is exactly why Pi Network is starting to attract the attention of serious players. They see something different here, something sustainable. But Pi isn't stopping there. Enter Pi Network Ventures, a $100 million fund dedicated to backing startups building on the Pi blockchain. This isn't just about pumping projects for short-term gain. This is about building a future. Startups that join the Pi ecosystem get more than just funding. They get access to a community of tens of millions of users ready to try new apps, shop on new platforms, and transact with Pi. That's a massive incentive for builders and a huge advantage for the network as a whole. You've probably noticed a trend here. Every move Pi makes points in one direction: real-world usage. Whether it's merchants accepting Pi, developers launching dApps, or communities exchanging goods and services, the momentum is growing. Pi isn't trying to be a pump-and-dump token. It's trying to be the digital currency people actually use, and honestly, that's what sets it apart. While other projects chase trends, Pi is building the groundwork for long-term adoption, a network where utility beats hype, where simplicity beats complexity, and where community beats centralization. That's why this open mainnet phase is so crucial. With KYC rolling out, wallet functionality improving, and the ecosystem expanding, Pi is shifting from potential to reality. Now, I won't pretend there haven't been challenges. KYC delays, migration issues, and the usual skepticism that follows any big crypto project have all been part of the journey. But the difference with Pi is that it listens, it adapts, and it keeps building. The team knows that success won't come overnight, but brick by brick, they're laying the foundation for a crypto future that includes everyone, not just the insiders. And as we speak, developers are experimenting with new tools and applications built on the Pi blockchain. From e-commerce integrations to social finance platforms, the Pi ecosystem is quietly becoming a playground for innovation. The potential here is enormous. When you combine a verified user base, strong infrastructure, committed developers, and real utility, you're not just looking at a digital coin, you're looking at a new kind of economy. So what does the future hold? Well, Nicholas Kokalis said it best. Once people start using Pi to send money, shop, and engage in apps, they're not going back to old-school cash or even credit cards. Because when something is easier, faster, and built around your real-life habits, it sticks. We're at the edge of that shift. And whether Pi becomes the global standard for digital currency or not, it's already succeeded in proving that crypto can be simple, that it can be social, and most importantly, that it can be used. So there you have it. Pi Network isn't just trying to join the crypto game. It's changing the rules entirely. From daily mining without hardware to full KYC to a thriving ecosystem backed by $100 million in venture funding, this is a project with long-term vision and real-world goals. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep bringing you the latest updates on Pi Network price, migration news, KYC solutions, and the latest from the Pi ecosystem. Now let me ask you, do you believe Pi's focus on real-world use cases will give it a competitive edge over traditional crypto tokens? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to share them too. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you in the next video.